Hi everyone. I wanted to take this time and make this video because I recently stumbled upon something that has actually been quite amazing. 2 or 3 weeks ago, it's been about 2 weeks now, I was strongly compelled to make a foil hat. I wrapped the foil around my head, and the crazy part was, what made me do it was I was experiencing some horrible pressure in my head so bad that I really truly felt like my brain was just going to explode. The back of my neck was swollen. I was by myself, and I really truly was being attacked. I have no doubt in my mind it wasn't a normal event that caused this giant bulging out of the back of my head. My eyes started to bulge. I felt literally like my brain was being cooked, and I honestly think that it was. And in desperation, I just grabbed the aluminum foil and started wrapping it around my head. And by the time I had it completely wrapped around my head and pressed down and tight so it wouldn't fall off, the pain was almost gone. The bulging in the back of my neck had subsided so much that it was just a small swelling on the back of my neck. And my eyes were bloodshot because they had been swollen for so long while I was trying to protect myself against whatever was happening. Now, of course, a lot of health professionals can say, oh, that was a heart attack, that was this, that was that, whatever. You know, I've been a nurse for 26 years, and I know what I know, and I'm not an idiot. You know, someone was attacking me because I happen to be vocal enough in my everyday life that I'm making people aware of what's happening, and I think it's starting to piss some people off. Well, the thing is, I literally, that day, begged God, please help me, and all of a sudden, I'm not kidding, this is exactly what happened. I saw a picture of the part in the movie Signs where they're all three sitting on the couch, the two kids, and watching Phoenix, and they're sitting there with the pointy, aluminum foil hats, and everybody's like, yeah. It only flashed for a second, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to try it. I ran to the cupboard, got the foil wrapped around my head, and it worked. It really did work. It took a couple minutes, but things just started slowing down. I've actually, my head's been killing me ever since. I've probably been cooking for, fried a lot of my brain before I got it protected. Thing is, I waited this long because I wanted to be sure it wasn't some freaky fluke, and, I don't know, I look like a stupid idiot as well. But, the aluminum foil, we've all been conditioned. It's a psyop thing. They want to make everybody afraid of their own freaking shadow. And they definitely don't want anybody doing anything that's going to be against them or help protect us against them. So, of course, they're not ever going to want us to feel comfortable about something like that. Okay, yeah, well, big deal. I did close the curtains, no kidding. I didn't want everybody seeing the new foil hat on my head. However, that leads me to this little guy right here. Because, okay, didn't die, thank God. I sat down and I just thought to myself, okay, I need a hat. I need, this thing actually works, so let's see what happens. So I made up a pattern of a hat I liked. This is the pattern I liked. I call it my Michael Jackson hat because it looks like the hat that he wore when he made Got to Be There video. And I like it. It looks really good. You can't tell there's any foil in it. It's big. I made it that way because I wanted to have times also where I could pull it down and over my ears, because I did notice that when I pulled it down over my ears, that horrible ringing stopped as well. But the ringing's not there all the time, so I don't cover my ears all the time. But my head is really starting to burst here, so I'm not going to, probably won't take the whole 15 minutes to do this video because I don't want to, I don't want to become a statistic. So anyways, since I felt like God was guiding me to do this, I asked, okay, how much foil should I put in this thing? And I did what's called the standing muzzle test, and if you look at it here in YouTube, you'll find that. and the connection to your higher self. I use that with everything. Anything I want a yes or no answer for, I use that all the time because it also works. It really works well, and I tell everyone I know to try it, and most people I know do try it. Use it all the time now because it works that well. Alright, so anyways, I did it for every single number and got the 9. Got a yes for 9, no for all the other numbers, and I wanted to make sure if I did it again going backwards. And then 9 right away, and no for everything else. So I went with 9. I made the patterns out of different pieces. First what I did was I drew like the oblong circle at the top. And you make any style hat you want. You just look at the hat, study it, study all the different pieces, and then your head draw one out. You don't have to have a perfect hat. I drew this kind of oval, and then I drew out 3 inches from around it, 3 or 4, I can't recall. You do whatever you like. So I made those two. Well, what I did was I sewed those 2 pieces together, and then just folded it in and put the elastic there. Now, I'm explaining because if you want to make one just like this, I want you to know how to make one. It didn't take me, it took me a couple days, but that's because my head was busting open and I didn't wear the aluminum foil hat all the time. Because actually, when it's plain foil, it's hot. When it's got material around it, it's not as hot. It made my head sweat terribly when I had it on. So, I cut out the same material inside, outside, in the middle, for each piece of your pattern. I have 9 pieces of foil. That's 9 around all of these, and 9 here. Save yourself the trouble that I did. Here, when I had this piece coming this way, this is the 3rd piece. This is an extra piece that, excuse me, I drew pretty much around the same piece as this one, just not as big, because I didn't want that big. I just wanted it to be a rim, so I made myself a nice, just a straight piece that was like 3 inches, and then folded it half inch, and then folded it in half, and then it gives you this nice piece here. I ironed it to make it nice, clean, and crisp. Obviously, I sew. I have a serger, so you guys do whatever you can to make this, because it's seriously important. I'm stressing this because if you want to build, well, whether you do or not, you don't want the elastic going across your forehead because it'll give you a pisser of a headache. It's terrible. The first time I had it done, I had the foil going, or the elastic going all the way around, and it just gave me a horrible headache because, well, you've got this gathered material here, and you got that around your forehead, and it's awful. It causes a terrible headache, so saving you that mistake. So you put all these pieces together. I just cut cardboard out for the build. Then I put the 2 pieces. I don't have any foil in this. And then I just serged around it, had the extra pieces of material hanging out, and took all those pieces together and sewed them in here. Then all at the end, I had my band coming at the end, left it open, added the elastic. Since the elastic was already in, I didn't want it going. I had to cut it. I had to do all kinds of things. I'm not going to get into that mess. Anyways, just have it go halfway. Just stitch it to your fabric right there and right there. That way you can pull it to fit your head, and it's not going to cause any problems on your forehead. You can have it build or not build. It's completely up to you. The best part is you can shape it any way you like. And just be gentle with it, because it's foil. You can probably tear it up if you're not very careful with it. Also, what I did, I want you to see the stitching there is, you don't want your material just hanging, so you have to stitch along there like a grid or anything you want to hold all these pieces together. Otherwise, it's just going to be a terrible mess. I learned all these things, and I made the first hat made of magnets. And I'll tell you, when I put this one on, after having worn that hat with the magnets inside of it for so long, it made me horribly dizzy and nauseated the whole day. It took all day long. But I kept it on because I really truly felt spiritually guided that, I called out for help, and this is what I got my answer. So I really feel like, it was a God-given answer. I don't feel like it came from any dark areas whatsoever, because I did protect myself when I made my request for help. But anyway, so I was dizzy the first day when I put it on, and not feeling well at all, so I just kind of, went through the day. The next day I put it on, and I had amazing energy. I was so surprised that I had all this energy. I'd been very, very sick for a long time, but I had, gotten to the peak the day I began making the cat. I really thought I was going to die. I truly did. I was that sick. But I had so much energy. I did all the housework. My mate was like, wow, this is amazing. I can't believe you went from this horrible to feeling this well so fast, and it really did that. So then the third day, or that night, he was so excited about how the house was, he said he wanted to rearrange things. So the next day, I did it, because I woke up again with all this incredible energy, and I rearranged the house, and it was super profound. It was. Even my kids were shocked that I had gone from so sick to so well, so fast. And anyway, long story short, it's been 2 weeks, and it hasn't worn off. But let me tell you something, when I take the hat off, I start to feel bad really fast. Everything starts to hit me again, and I don't feel well at all. I keep this hat on all the time. I'm taking it off just to show you guys. This is serious business, honestly. It's a true protector. And if you make one, you won't regret it. But, don't bother making one like this yet. Take the foil, wrap it around your head like I did. Try it first, to prove it to yourself. So you don't, get that stigma out of your head first. So you're not like I was, all paranoid and thinking, God, if anybody looks in this window right now, I might get arrested for being such an idiot. That's just foolish thinking. They've done that because they wanted us to feel that way. They didn't ever want us to even think about trying to release ourselves in such a way. And let me tell you something, if it's just a hat, people, come on. Make them for everybody in your daggone family. I'm serious here. Whatever's doing this, whatever's controlling it all, they want us dead. I'm not kidding. This is no freaking joke at all. Serious business here. They want us dead. I've got kids and grandkids, I don't really care so much about my life anymore, but I don't want things to be happening to them that's been happening to me. And I just, I can't let that happen. And if it means looking like a fool making a video about a forehead, hell yeah. You bet your ass I'm going to do it, because what matters is us. There's got to be more of us than there are of them, and if we don't get on off our asses and do something, we're all going to be dead. Or in a position where there's nothing we can do to fight back. So come on, get with it, people. It's time we started kicking ass and taking names in the stairs. But we need to stop kicking our own asses and start sticking together. Because, they've wanted to keep everybody hating everybody for so long that everyone does it. It's got to stop. It really has to stop. So if you feel like posting something negative on mine, you bet your ass I'm deleting it, and I'll block your butt too. So have a good one, people. This came from the light of God. If you don't believe me, I don't care. Make one for yourself. Try it for yourself. You'll be shocked that it's true. They've had it in our faces all this time, and we were just, like we are, too foolish to believe anything evil would really want all of us dead. It's a shame, but it is a fact, and we need to get past the horror of it and understand it, the reality. And now we need to stop it. So come on, we're running out of time.